Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Master KK here. I'm doing this Feng Shui review on Tenet EC for the 11.11 version. I understand that the last time we did a version not too long ago, the sound quality was not good. Hence, I'm redoing this just especially for people who wants to buy Tenet, and I understand that the sound quality has disturbed you and not able to cost you some valuable information. So today we're going to do it redo. Today just myself. Um, Nobody's going to be here. I'm going to be the one that is going to control the whole thing. Hence, do pardon me if it's a bit slow or not able to handle it properly in terms of the IT. But nevertheless, we'll definitely give you information. So let me bring up my team of people. It's very important to introduce my team. So my team consists of Master Sharon, who is also my wife, and she's the third generation of modern feng shui consultant. And I have Master Simas. I always call him my Da Si Xiong, the master that taught me all the basic. And then he's also Scientist of the Year, awarded by the government of Singapore, and also he's one of the learned person in our team. Followed by Master Eric. I always call him my second All right, Master Eric is the man of few words. Again, he is also the divination master. Okay, walking crystal ball. If you want to know what's going to happen in future, you need to speak to Master Eric. Good. I see that there are people who are tuning in. If you can hear me, please help me type a 96 so that I know my sound quality this time around it's good. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Let me introduce Master Charlene. Master Charlene is the young and very talented feng shui master. Okay. She's started her journey in feng shui in the young age of 14. Master Kuo, fantastically hardworking, very talented, someone that's willing to share and not holding back his tongue and sharing things. If you want to speak to any one of us, just call Wendy 8448-7416. Yes, Ethan, Southern Life. That's right, because the last time round we did a Tenet EC, it was not doing well, and Tenet EC is going up for sales tomorrow. So that's the reason why I promised a lot of people that we are going to do rerun to make sure that they know what they're buying. No choice. It's an obligation that we need to share with people. Okay, because of this information. All right. Okay, good. Now, good. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important that you understand that all information presented in this video is based on our personal opinion. Circle 96 or Corporate Feng Shui Guru Private Limited is not liable for any losses, expenses, damage, or illnesses whatsoever relating to investment decisions or Feng Shui implementation made by the audience. The information presented here are for reference and educational purposes only. Okay, this is very important. You must understand that this is strictly by us only. And again, we have been training very hard on our craft. We work very hard to learn our craft and practice our craft. So these are just our information and our ideas. Okay, good. And the next thing a lot of people want to ask us is what's the difference between feng shui and modern feng shui? Okay, this is something that is giving a lot of people a lot of headache. Okay, they can't tell the difference between feng shui and modern feng shui. Okay, in short, feng shui basically will not turn your house into a Chinese temple or a zoo, meaning to say we will not use three-legged frogs. Okay, we will not have dragons all over your place. Modern feng shui basically uses all your house appliances, furnitures, and household item to create harmony, health, and prosperity in your house, and hence you will not be able to tell that your house has been feng shui. That's the biggest difference. Okay, so a lot of people also want to know what are our charges like. So unfortunately, we'll not be talking about charges today. If you want, please call Wendy at 8448-7416. Okay, if you do stay tuned to the end of the show, we'll definitely will give you 6 books. All right, these 6 books are all written by our masters. Peace of Mind is written by Master Sharon and myself. Okay, it's for people who already got a house and want to do up their own feng shui. Okay, 7 pieces of vital information your property agent can't share with you. This is the one that you really need to get hold of it yourself because you're buying a property and it's called Tenet EC. You really want to understand the property before you buy it. Maybe what we're going to share with you, the property agents are not able to share it with you. Having a school does not mean it's necessarily good. Depend on school is located in which direction. Okay, business owner out there, you want to get yourself this book, 7 Deadly Feng Shui Mistakes That May Bring Your Business Down. All right, this is co-written by all the masters in my company because during the COVID period, a lot of people don't know why they failed. All right, Master Sharon and I and all the masters around wrote in the book just especially for dedicated to our mothers, how to improve your mother's health. This book is very important if you really are your mother is having some health issues. Read through this book. Maybe that book can help you to remedy and improve her health conditions. Okay, we also have a lot of parents out there who are very anxious about the results of their children. I understand that A levels is currently ongoing, and so is OL levels. So 7 best kept secrets from A students and parents. So if you all know, Master Charlene, obviously an A student herself, IP A student, and then Master Simas and myself who have children that did pretty well in school. So we're sharing some information with you that's valuable. And of course, we all know Wendy has children that are excellent in school. Okay, and Wendy comes from a background of education family. Okay, their whole family are doing education, so that definitely will be able to share with you some tips. Okay, and friends who are getting their keys and want to renovate their house, the 27 interior designer myth is something you really want to get hold on to because this one will break all the myth and make sure that you will not be deceived by anyone who tell you should have a mirror in front of the so you should have a partition in the living room, etc., etc. Okay, good. I'm so happy that you guys are tuning in, and I'm so happy that I'm able to share this information with you. So let's bring into the actual discussion of what is going to talk about here today. We're going to talk about Tenet the EC. Okay, good. So Tenet the EC, what's going to be sharing about? Okay, good. Let's bring out the street directory. This is a street directory. I always use street directory because street directory is powerful, and this is street directory brought to you by the good people at www.streetdirectory.com. The map, as you can see, it's very colorful, it's very precise, it's very detailed. Okay, so first and foremost, we place the center of the tenet into our street directory, and then we draw out the 8 cardinals. 8 cardinals represents the north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, and northwest. So this one, what we're going to do is that we're going to tell you every sector. I'm going to tell you every sector. Okay, and each sector represents certain year, certain body parts, certain family members of the household, and of course, also this represents certain luck that's going to come up in the year future. So I know understand that the Tenet is going to be ready in 2026. So from then on, you'll be on the south sectors onwards. Okay, so 12 years a cycle. So this is basically important. Why is it important? A lot of people have been asking us, what is Feng Shui? In short, Feng Shui is basically geography. When you understand your environment, you understand your geography better. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're paying a lot of money for this property, $1 million and above. I really want you to understand your environment. So you may ask me, what's so important about environment? Why are we not using Bazi or your date of birth to read this environment? Few things I want to share with you. First thing about the Bazi. We do not use Bazi because 8,000 years ago and above, there is no Bazi. Bazi is 900 years old only. Okay? We do not use Bazi because Bazi reads fortunes. We are not reading your fortunes, we're reading your environment. What I'm going to share with you is based on the environment and how is the environment going to impact you. So, few questions I'll ask you. If you remember history correctly, 1945, Hiroshima was bombed by America. Okay, atomic bomb was dropped in Hiroshima. Do you think that all the people who passed away, the 40,000 people who passed away in a split second, share the same date and time of birth? No. Hence, they don't share the same parts, but they share 2 things in common. If you agree with me, they share the date of death and they share the venue of death. So you tell me, is the venue important or not? If today they are not in Hiroshima, they will not die. Correct, not? Hence, today you're going to buy Tenet. You want to know what's around Tenet. It's going to influence you or not. For parents out there, I think if I give you the next example, you definitely know very well. Today, if your boy is in the first class, best children, okay, best school. And then the school decided that you should do a program swap with one of the worst class student, and one of the boys from the worst class students are going to come all the way to your class. Do you think your children will have problems in his getting his better results or maintaining his good results? Maybe, maybe not. Tendency is that he has challenges. But one thing for sure, the boy that came from the bad class or lousy class will definitely improve in his result because he's in a good environment already. You agree with me? I think every parents out there will agree with me, because there's a reason why when they buy a house they want to select property correctly. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the north, the northeast, so on and so forth. We go one round. Okay, so the north, what does north represents? North represents the year 2020, 2008. North represents the year of the rat. Okay, north also represents water element, but most important, north represents danger. Water represents danger. Okay, north also represents the second boy in the family, meaning to say he has to have an elder brother above him. He cannot be the firstborn boy and then got a sister. Doesn't make him the second boy. He has to have an elder brother above him. Okay, so north represents the second boy. So what's going to happen in north? North also represents illnesses, vice, drugs, etc. Okay, so what's happening in the north? So if you can see, north is not so favorable for a few reasons. There is a sungai api-api over there, and there is also a condo, Elias Green condominium over there. These are not very favorable to the boy in the north. So what's going to happen if he have experienced a bit of a trauma, a bit of issues, a bit of atrocity in the year 2020? All right, and then you will have also consider yourself that if your family members has hair loss, has diabetic problems, kidney problems, and then this is going to concern you. It's reflecting about your property that you're going to buy already. Questions from a lot of people, but I have not even purchased this property. How can you tell me things about this property? So the theory is very simple. You will like what you like. You will not like what you don't like. Meaning to say, if you like white color, most of the browsers and shirts that you buy are in white color. Things that you purchase would like to buy in white color. If you do not like black color, you will not buy anything black color. Okay, so you buy what you buy. So you buy what you like. What I can see here is that the north is very challenging. So if you're buying this property and if you think that your memories is not so good, don't give the excuse to the epidural and all that stuff. It has to be naturally that memories are not so good for the family members. Yeah, this one you need to improve. Okay, this one has to be addressed. It can be addressed, and it's simply addressed. I think what you can do is that you can watch our TikTok. We give a lot of snippets about how to improve memories inside the TikTok. Okay, it's called Circle 96 Modern Feng Shui. Go and search us on the TikTok. And this one, North, you need to improve. So North also represents the second boy. So hence, the second boy has been challenged, okay, in terms of schoolworks. Maybe a bit tough for him, okay? For family health wise, I strongly suggest that you really maintain and upkeep your diabetic or sugar level, if you, especially you have histories of diabetic in the family. Okay, good. Let's move on to the northeast. What does northeast represent? Northeast represents the year 2009, 2010. You also have been represented by 2021, which was last year, and 2022, this year. Okay. Northeast represents the stop, halt, H-A-L-T, halt. It represents stop. Northeast is represented by earth element, which is a big mountain. Northeast represents family, represents career path, represents little children in a family, represents the upper limb, that means your hands, shoulder, your nose, your spine, your lower back. Also represents pregnancy for ladies. It also represents breast because of the mountain, the shape of the mountains. As you know, the moment we have a bit of tummy, it looks like a mountain. Ladies as well, the most protruding part of their body will be their breast. So over here, I want you to be careful of a few things. Cocoa palms. Cocoa is it's a seed, it's a fruit, it's a fruit. So I really want people who purchase these to take care of their breast. Okay, so cysts and fibroids are an issue. So if you have not feeling comfortably, please seek doctors for help. Okay. Northeast is also representing the third son, the third boy, meaning to say he must have a two elder brother above him. What I like about Northeast is the MRT station. Okay, MRT station is very good. Ladies and gentlemen, everything that's surrounded by MRT station, it's good. I used to have a client. Uh, I met him a few years ago before the COVID, and then he staying somewhere near Goodman Road, Katong Goodman Road, near Zhongzhen Zhongxue, somewhere there. All right, and I saw that he has MRT in the southeast. I asked him, so how was your 2012 and 2013? Because Southeast represents 2012, 2013. He told me he could walk on water. Okay, so that tells you everything that has MRT is going to be good for you. So people that are thinking of buying Tenet, you must be doing very well in the year 2022. That's the reason why you want to purchase Tenet. Okay, which also synchronized because there's MRT in the Northeast. Northeast represents the year 2021, 2022. Okay, so but what do I not like about the Northeast sector is the cocoa, which I strongly suggest that if you're not feeling well, please seek doctor's help. And also, there is a construction going on. There's a major construction going on, Pasir Ris MRT stations for I think it's Pasir Ris 8 and etc. So construction is earth element. Sorry, construction is wood element. Wood control the earth element. I was telling you, Northeast represents earth element. Hence, you may have some pressure in terms of your career. Or the third boy, it's pressured. He doesn't feel very happy home. Maybe you want to look into it. Ladies and gentlemen, education is not everything. Happiness of children is more important than his educational results. Okay, so we also see there's going to be major changes in the year 2022. People, if you're experiencing some change in career, change of job scope, or children went from kindergarten to primary one, or from A levels to university, or from A levels to the army, then there's a lot of changes in career as well. You may also experience some changes. So the next change is going to come in year 2033 and 2034. Right? Quite some time away. Okay, 12 years away. Okay, but if you're in the food business, congratulations. This property is relatively good for you. Okay, so your next question to me is that, but the construction is going to stop. Yep, the construction is going to stop, and it's going to be good for you because it's MRT. However, what we see now is what it's just going to tell us what it is now. So what we see now, we tell you. Okay, good. Let's move to the east side. I think in my EDM, I did mention that mothers, if your husband is Fury, short fuse, and your son is the first boy, your husband is the not first husband, pardon me, your husband is the first son in his family, and you also have a boy in your family, and they both share the same temperament of short fuse, then this property you want to be careful. Why is that so? Because wood element represents the east, okay, or rather east represents the wood element. And each represents the first boy in a family. That means he can have two sisters above him. So long as he's the firstborn boy, he's considered the first boy. He's east sector. Okay. And I really want to tell you that the secondary school that we have to see here, Meridian Secondary School, it's really not a good thing for the boy's temperament. Okay. Hence, he also wants you to take care of a few things because East also represents growth. East also represents movement. East also represents cholesterol, a liver, your lower limbs. So, friends, if you have problems with your lower limbs, meaning to say you have old injuries from the National Service or injuries from sports, you really want to take care. It can be quite a bit of Chinese quite long hand tail, 手尾会很长. So I want you to take care of this. There is a telephone exchange in the east side, which simply represents that your boy is super friendly, has a lot of friends around him. I kind of like the this sheltered pond, saltwater pond you have there. Sorry, the res recreation saltwater pond on the east side, which is extremely good. Meaning, say your boy is extremely loved. And boy is better with older boys, older kids, older teachers, somebody that's senior than him. Okay, so he has a lot of benefit. Now, the setback, it's always the two sides to the coin. Setback is that the boys can be very a bit laid back, needs a lot of pampering from the parents, love from the older folks, grandparents and pampered, or extremely pampered. This boy is also very flexible, resourceful, or he can also be very fickle-minded. Okay, so there's two sides of the coins, like I said. All right. So what's going to happen in the 2023 if you are buying this and you successfully purchase this property? What is going to happen in your perspective in 2023 is that there's going to be big changes towards the end of 2023, huge changes. You can be you're getting married, you're expecting your first child, or change your career. Okay, big changes. But generally speaking, I still want you to be careful because short fused. Okay, if you're a first son, I want you to be short fused. There will be hurdles going on in 2023 for you, and illnesses. I want you to take care of some of your health. Okay, we all know that COVID is coming back again, and numbers has escalated after the F1. So I really want you to take care. Okay. Now let's move on to Southeast. What does Southeast represent? Southeast represents the year 2012, 2013. Future will be 2024, 2025. Okay. Now, what's going to happen in Southeast? Southeast represents wood element. It represents the first daughter. Now, the first time we talk about a daughter, we covered the first three sons. Now it's the first daughter. All right. Regardless how many brothers she has, she's a firstborn girl. She's the first daughter. All right. I love this Southeast sector very well, much because there is a Tampines Eco Green. Excellent. All right. Tampines Eco Green is wood element. So is Southeast. Southeast is wood element. Okay. So Southeast is wood element, and then Southeast is also first daughter, and you have construction going on, your Tampines green vines. Okay, so construction is wood element as well. So generally speaking, friends who purchase this property or looking to purchase this property, if seriously interested in buying this property, it's very good because your 2024 2025 is going to be good. Yes, even you're not staying there, it has reflected that you will be slightly better off than most people because of the green eco green over there. Again, this first daughter is also very either very resourceful or very frequent-minded because of the passeries fly over there. Right, it covers from the east to the southeast sector. Okay. What I don't like about southeast sector is that and the east sector is that it's bow and arrow. Okay. So this bow and arrow coming from the passeries flyover is not doing you any good. And hence I want you to be careful. What we're going to do is that we can be addressed. So what we have here is that everything we see we can address. It's just that how are we going to address it? Okay. So I'm going to show you this slides here. What do you mean? What do I mean by the passeries southeast sector? Sorry, the passeries flyover. What do I mean by the passeries southeast sector? That's going to cause some problems for the family in the year 2024, 2025. Okay, so if you are expecting your first daughter, mommy out there, if you're expecting your first daughter, you really want to be careful. Get a good doctor, get a good gynae. Make sure that you are properly taken care of during the pregnancy. What are the implications for having bow and arrow coming from the southeast or the east sector? First and foremost, may cause a difficult pregnancy. Meaning to say a lot of morning sickness, a lot of issues with the high blood pressure, maybe even diabetic and things like that. Okay, so medication is to be taken. So I want you to have get a good gynae. That's the reason why I say get a good gynae. Secondly, you may have experienced some problems during labor. Okay, maybe the head is not turning, or etc. Some complication. Okay, so these are two things that I want you to take care if you are planning for a family. Or you are currently having pregnancy and you are thinking of buying Tenet EC. Okay. Thirdly, the boy or the girl may be a bit weak in the first 3 to 4 years of their life. They may prone to seeing a lot of doctors. Okay. Fourth would be they may tend to be a bit more difficult to handle. For example, they may not want to sleep properly at night. They may not want to the way they want their milk means immediately. Okay, so I can see that in the east and the southeast, for the first boy and the first girl, they may have this tendency, especially the first boy. The first boy may give mommy really a handful. Okay, so make sure you get yourself a good helper, and daddy, you need to chip in because it's not just one person job, to take care of a baby. So please make sure that you take care. All right. So important, ladies and gentlemen, that's bow and arrow here, meaning to say year coming 2023, 2023, 24, next 2 years. Try not to be a guarantor for anyone. Try not to lend anybody any money. Try not to speculate in the stock market or the cryptocurrency unless you know what you're doing. Don't do anything rash. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to try and get the screen back for you to see. Okay, good. All right, there we are. Good. Let's talk about the uh, east and southeast again for the boy and the girl. First boy and the first girl. They tend to be a bit late sleeper. They like to wake up late and they also like to go to bed late. So, mommy, uh, pay attention here. They may not like to be disciplined to go to bed early. Okay, but I like the southeast sector. All right, good. Let's talk about the south. South represents the fire element, represents visibility, represents relationship, represents the second daughter, represents the year 2026. In the past was 2014. All right. South also represents the eyes, the body parts of the eyes, the high blood pressure, the blood pressure, not high blood pressure, pardon me, the blood pressure, the heart, the blood. Okay, also represents the breast. Yes, north, east, and south both represents the breast. Okay, south also represents like I said, the second daughter. It's going to be the year 2026. That will be the year you're going to collect your key for Tenet EC. What I like about the East sector is that there is an old folks' home. So it represents that the second daughter in the family, we need to say you must have one elder sister, the second daughter in the family. It's a very caring person, extremely good with caring for old folks. I like that because it's pedophilia, isn't it? And then also they have the constructions of the Tampines Green reached. Okay, so construction means wood element. So the coming year 2026, expect some good money, expect some good profits. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're thinking of changing your job, it will happen in the 2023 and 2024. By the time 2026, you definitely will have a better career path and getting some good profit. Okay, or good bonuses. All right. Uh, South also represents academic results. What we see here is that there's no schools around here, so children who are staying in the Tenet EC may be need a bit of tuition, need a bit of helping. All right, so not the best for academic, I would say. Relationship, okay. South also represents relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, please work on it. Marriage is not the road to graveyard. You need to maintain your happiness. So please pay attention, okay, to relationship. Do not ignore the wife or the husband. Um, I'm not saying anything about bad in the south. I'm just saying that there's nothing helping you. Okay, so nothing helping you in terms of fire because after all, construction is going to be done, and then you're only left with HDB. So what I can see is that it's going to be you need to put a work. You need to put a lot of work on it, especially if you get a unit that has a lot of toilets in the south sector. That's not going to be benefiting you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, owner of a Tenet or people who's going to buy Tenet, look into it. Yes, your children's is going to be a struggle in education, so get yourself the book that we mentioned just now, the A students, how to produce A students. Okay, it's important for you. Okay, good. We're going to talk a bit of. We're going to talk into a bit of the few things. Okay, important. I need to share with you this thing, which is I personally felt that it's so important. Uh, this thing, the book that I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to show it to you here. Okay. All right, so you can book. I'm just going to show it to you here. Ladies and gentlemen, this book is created by my team. It's one and only book. It only costs you a fraction, a little bit compared to your properties you're going to buy. Why is this book important? We shared with you from the north to south, but you may be looking into other properties. And this book is actually a handbook, the first in the world, to help you, to guide you, to let you know whether the property you're buying is good or not. For example, if you can see on the extreme right of the slides, there's a north sector represented by the water element. All right, and then it tells you what should you look out for. Are there any construction sites? Are there any post office? Are there any police stations? Are there any libraries? If you have, make a tick. And how many libraries are there? How many post office are there? How many construction sites are there? Are there bow and arrows? Okay, I have shared with you what does bow and arrow looks like. And then if your score is more than 4 is the basic, okay? If you're more than 4, that sector failed. If you're less than 4, the sector passed, okay? So what it fails, what is going to be implication? Implications are over there, the health of the children, which children, the health of which body parts, which are not good for you, what are the issues of the problems of the health. They all spell out for you. It is very clearly and easily defined. So this is extremely good when you're out hunting for a property. This one, two things you can do. Engage us to select a house for you, or you DIY it yourself. And it is not expensive. As you can see from here, it's only $47. All right, and we don't make a lot of money out of this because a lot of work has gone through this. And the first 20 people who purchase this get a 30-minute house analysis of your current house. Okay, and we'll teach you how to use this as well. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, do not be tiny wise, power foolish. Get yourself this book. All right. And if you really need our help, we are giving a promotion of 1,808 for the first 6 people for house selections. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to happen. A lot of people says my property agent tells me this, my property agent tells me that. If I buy this now, a few years later, I'm going to flip, I'm going to get money. My property agent tells me there's a good school there, it's an MRT station there, and etc. etc. So definitely it's going to make a lot of money. Yes, this is one side of the coin. You have to see the second side of the coins, which your property agents are not trained. Now, I have nothing to say about property agents. I'm not going to badmouth the property agents because they are doing their job. This is their job, to sell the property. But what happens after you purchase the property? What happens after you live in the property? What happens after your health, your family harmonies, and career perspective, etc., has nothing to do with the property agents. So I'm going to give you a different perspective about this house. So if you get yourself this book, it's going to help you. If you really need professional help, come and call us at 8448-7416. We usually charge $2,000, but this time around, we're going to give you a very good discount, $1,888 only. If you think this is expensive, wait till you don't benefit from the house and you tell me which is more expensive. Okay? I'm not sharing things that's not happening. I have experienced people that have great issues after they moved in. I'm sure you have heard of stories, people that moved in already, health deteriorated, marriage have problems, children's got issues, career not so good. So please do not buy a house blindly. Okay, many people come to ask and says, "Oh, on the high side, I should have just select the house before I even purchase." Correct. Okay, when you go to the shopping market, when you go for shopping, when you go to the shopping, when you buy a pair of jeans, $100 pair of jeans, you make sure you scrutinize the jeans, you test the zip, you check all the seams, make sure that it's all correct, make sure it's not broken before you purchase it. This time around, you're buying a property that's over $1 million, and yet you only listen to one side of the story. You really need to be wise about this. You really need to be doing your homework. Okay, what we are doing here is not paid by property agents, developers, or any institute. We are doing this because we want the best for you. We want you to have the best property when you purchase this. All right, and we are not paid to do this. So get ourselves this book. It's only $47. Scan the QR code there. And if you really need a professional help, scan the QR code there, and Wendy will definitely be in contact with you shortly for the house selection. And if you already got a house and you want us to help you audit the house, also scan the QR code, and our office will be there to contact you very shortly. Okay, good. Thank you for everyone who just tuned in to see us. Really appreciate your effort to tune in this afternoon to hear me talk about this property, Tenet EC. Now, there are a few things I also want to point out to Tenet EC that has a bit of concern. All right, these concerns are mainly about the east side. Okay, I think in my EDM I did mention that the east EC, the east side is really not favorable. I have a friend who called me up after I have shown them the EC that they watched our video, and I apologize again for the first part of the video that's not audible. Why I say the boy has a bit of short fuse, or you need to take care of your cholesterol level or lower limb. This is all the schools you can see on the east side of the property. Okay, so schools are. I like street directory because schools are painted in pink color. Okay, pitch color, right? And fire color of fire. Okay, so you have Meridian Secondary School, you have Loyang View Secondary School, you have White Sand Primary School. So there's 3 schools in the east sector. So hence, you really want to take care, because there's also a petrol station, self petrol station at near the Mariam Way, okay, the New Changi Road. So these are all not favorable for the east. Hence, the boy can be very short fused. And I want you to understand that this is also going to cause problems in terms of cholesterol. Okay, cholesterol level is not going to be very good. All right, so we have mentioned about the southeast and the east sector, about the bow and arrow. So now let's come back to this part. Okay, all right, so this is the fan club. Fan clubs are for people who want more information. If you want to join the fan club, please call Wendy. Then Wendy will give you more information and how you can be part of the fan club and get more detailed information about the property that you're interested in. Okay, now we're going to talk about southwest. Okay, southwest is important. Let me just do this. Okay, my screen is covering the. I'm going to turn on my iPad. Okay, there's nothing here. It's just iPad with my. I'm reading the southwest. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Tenet EC. Okay. Good. Wanted to read the southwest. Okay. So this is a replica of what's going to show you. It's just the street directory. I depend heavily on street directory, and I strongly recommend everybody who's looking for a property to get yourself download the app Street Directory. Extremely useful. Okay, so this is my concern. Street Directory tells me southwest has a lot of construction going on, and that's also a Tampines North Boulevard Park in southwest. So what's the southwest represent? Southwest represents earth element. The body parts of southwest are the uterus, the private part of the female, also the digestive system. Southwest also represents the mother in the family. Southwest is earth element. Southwest is basically flat earth. Okay. Southwest represents caring. Okay, forgiving and caring. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Southwest has a lot of construction going on in Tenet EC. All right, the Southwest has the Tampines Green Court, and then you have your Tampines Park Boulevard. So Southwest has a lot of things that are not very favorable, honestly. So what's going to happen is that I think the mother of the South people who purchase Tenet at EC are extremely stressful, underappreciated. Okay, and if you are having problems with your menses, you are having family members has problem with their digestive system, bloatiness, wind, gas, diarrhea, etc. You really need to improve on this. Now, I always stress that Southwest and Northeast has to be very good before you purchase this property, because they are both earth element. Northeast represents the family, represents the harmony. So if the Northeast is not strong, you really cannot purchase this property. So thank goodness Northeast has a bit of MRT, which is pretty good. But Southwest in Tenet, it's weak. Okay, it's weak. So you really need to do something about it. So if you do engage us, if you think that you need our help, we definitely will be able to help you. And house selection, at least you select a house that is not missing in the southwest or the northeast sector. We're definitely going to show you pictures of how to select a house and how to read whether it's missing in southwest or northeast later. But having said that, if you can pick a better house apart from this missing southwest, it'll definitely help you. So southeast is weak. What's going to happen in southeast? You may experience some problems in terms of health. It's not just for the mother, but for the whole family. Some health problems, for example, cancer. Correct. It's going to be a slow illnesses is going to drag a long time. Okay, so Southwest is weak. I really want you to improve your Southwest. Okay, and Southwest represents the year 2027, 2028, meaning to say the moment you get your keys, you move into Tenet, stressful already. Okay, stressful already. Yeah, be very frank if you're very stressful. All right, so these 2 years you could do embrace yourself. Okay, winter is coming. So 2027, 2028, it's got a winter time for you. All right. So these are something that you want to look out for. If you are seriously considering to buy this property, meaning to say you already have that energy in you, you also need to take care in your 2027, 2028. And mother, if you are thinking of buying this property and you're already very stressed at work, balancing the family and work, you really need to speak up and speak to your husband about it. So, daddy and husband of this tenant at EC, please have a very nice conversation with your wife. See how we can help out and make her life a way, way better. Okay, let's talk about the West. West represents the third daughter in the family. She must have two elder sisters above her. West represents metal element. West represents happiness. Okay, communications. West also represents operations, I mean surgery. West also represents the dental, the throat, and the lungs. Okay. So what I can see is that there is a construction going on in the west sector. It's called the Tampines North MRT station. Excellent for the west sector. And west sector is also under. You're going to have a Tampines North temporary bus interchange. Excellent. I hope the bus interchange stays there and not just temporary. Okay. You have a lot of construction going on. Your HDB Tampines Green Glade, is it? Yeah, Green Gent, and then you have the Tampines Green Crest, and you have the Tampines Green Glade. They're all in the west sector, and the west sector has a huge plot of land on the left where it's all green. A giant is there, okay, and then you have T space. Okay, so what is going to happen here? What's happening here? So I told you that winter is coming. It's in the 2027, 2028. Yes, your winter will be over in 2029. Okay, 2029. However, I want you to beware of a few things in 2029. Do not think that the winter is over and then start to split. Do not think that winter is over. People who approach you for investment, you can go into it. Do not go and do investment or speculations, or be a guarantor for anybody, because there is a trap in a website. I shan't name the property because I think there's still need to respect people, but I just want to warn you, okay? Warn you, be careful. Don't buy things that are don't go and split, okay? Don't go and split. You may be swindled. All right. But generally speaking, I like the west sector a lot. Okay. However, if you are quick in your tongue, you are sharp tongue, you talk, and then you sometimes things that you do direct, and you want to improve on that, because the triangle in the west sector and the northwest sector, the T space is triangle. Triangle represents fire element. So when you have triangle in the west, it also represents that you're too straight, you're too direct. Sometimes you injured people's little heart without knowing. Okay, it also represents that your taste bud is very sensitive. You tend to appreciate only good food. All right, not necessarily expensive food, but good food. Okay, the hor fun need to have the wok mei lah. Okay, something like that. Okay, I really look forward that the MRT stations get ready, but the MRT stations will only be ready in 2030. Nevertheless, you will benefit from the energy from this MRT station already. So 2029 is going to be a relatively good year. It's also a year that will experience some changes. Okay, few changes. And we even cross over to overseas expansion. But the biggest changes come in the year 2030, 2031. Okay, that's right. We're going to move into Northwest. Northwest represents the metal element. Northwest represents authority. Northwest also represents the father of the house. It also represents the body parts with the head, and the bones, okay, and the colon, all right, and also your bosses. Northwest represents the year 2018, 2019, hence also represents the year 2030, 2031. What I like about the Northwest is that there is a church there. Sorry, pardon me, it's not just a Buddhist foundation over there. All right, and that shows that the father has good friends and they are proper friends. Father is also a very a freaker-minded person, or the father of the family is also very resourceful. I rather think that it's resourceful. Very hardworking people. All right, very hardworking friends. The father, and because the MRT is right over there, it's going to be a very good year for you, especially the year 2030. Right, when it's completed, it's going to be excellent for you. All right. What I'm going to tell you about this is that your giant covers the west sector. Okay, that means the third daughter. It's if you're into retail, it's very good, or if she just love a good shopping of a good bargain. Okay, so let's come back to the northwest again. What's going to happen in 2008? What's going to happen in 2030 and 31, especially 2031? Big major changes, and that year is going to fly past very fast. So I want you to embrace yourself. It's going to be a good year, relatively good. Um, Relatively good doesn't mean it's fantastic. Relatively good. Why? Because of the. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show the slides, and then we can talk about it better. Because with the slides we can show you more things. Okay. Okay. Oops, it's not here. It's not here. Okay, but I'm going to share with you. Okay, just going to share with you. Okay, we have the slides here. Good. We got the slides here. All right, so give me a second. Let me flash out the slides to share with you about the Northwest. Northwest has many schools. You have the Meridian Primary School, you have the Tampines Meridian Junior College, which is big school, and then you have the Parkview Primary School. They're all in the Northwest sector. So I did mention just now that the East sector, it's also about first boy, and if your husband is the first boy in his family, you will see that there's a replicate of temperament, the replicate of character. I don't like, literally, like I said, I don't like fires in the Northwest because it takes away authority, it takes away money. Yes, Northwest also represents money. Because Northwest also represents colon, you may have a problem with your diabetic system, this colon system, maybe constipation, etc. So look into that. Migraines. So friends, if you are experiencing some issue with migraine, it could be diabetic problem. It could also be you're not drinking enough water, not enough sleep, etc. So address it. But I don't think that it cannot be solved. It can be solved easily. However, it's just that you need to address it. Okay. Now, actually, everybody knows feng shui. Everybody, yes, you've been taught when you're very young. Remember when your mother tell you the sky is going to turn dark soon. So what are you going to do? You're going to bring in the clothes because it's going to rain. So you've been taught. But because you're not being taught further, you only taught the first thing about feng shui. That's looking to the sky. If it's dark, it's going to rain. This is reading the map. I'm teaching you now. I'm sharing with you. So by teaching you, you can read and you know how to use this to your advantage. Okay. Unfortunately, the northwest sector is not favorable. So, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and think about it. Is your husband short fuse? You have a lot of migraines at home. Is your authority has always been challenged? Constipations or to the colon, okay, or digestive problems. These are all reflecting in your current situation that you're going to buy. So I did mention to you that 2000, if you're buying Tenet 2027, 2028 is winter. Yes, and then 2030, 30 and 2031 is summer. It's going to be very bad. It's going to be very hot. So embrace yourself for these 2 years. Okay. Good. If you have any questions, you can type into the chat. Definitely, our team will reply to you. Our team are pretty busy these days with a lot of audits and things like that. So we definitely want to reply to ASAP. So if you have any questions, to type into the chat. Okay. So I'm going to share with you next is this. When you select a house, how do you select a house? Untrained eyes will tell you that this looks squarish. but a trained eyes will tell you it's not squarish. So if you can see, there's a perimeter of a blue box out there. That one is boxed out. Everything in there is not squarish, will reflected in pink colors. Anything outside the box that is outside the square is all green colors. Meaning to say we want to have more green and less pink. Why? If you can see from this drawing, your southwest has a bit of pink color, relatively big. All right. So I did mention just now the southwest sector in Tenet EC is not favorable already. So when your southwest is not favorable, and then your floor plan, your southwest is missing corners. Okay, this is what we call missing corners. What's going to happen? The mother's wealth, sorry, the mother's health is not good, and the mother's will deteriorate in her beauty, and her beauty will go away very fast. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you purchase a house, do not get anything that is northeast or southwest missing. See, as you can see, the south is also missing in this picture. This is just example. I'm not saying that this is the floor plan for Tenet EC. I'm just giving you an example. I'm just teaching you how to read the floor plans. As you can see, there's a lot of holes in the south sector. You have missing corners and you have toilets. So what's going to happen in the south? I did mention that the south sector in Tenet is not, it's not been, there's no schools there to help. Okay, there's no petrol station there to help you. I mean, you say just normal, and then it also represents relationship. So you have toilets is water will put down fire. So relationship is something that you really need to work on. I also mentioned that self represents academic. So children in the family may not be very good in the educational, or they need help. They need a tuition teacher. So that's also an extra expenses for the family. So when you select your house, you really need to get professional to do it. What's selected you cannot change because it takes 3 years for you to, or no, maybe it's 5 years. Sorry, it's easy. It'll take 5 years after completion. You need to hold on to that property after completion for 5 years. So you gotta embrace yourself. Like I said, 2027, 2028 is not going to be rosy for people that is in Tenet, and 2030 and 2031 is not going to be rosy again. So the moment you moved in, these 4 years are going to be challenges for you. So really, really, you need to get a good floor plan. So how does this look like? So let's just put an example that you have this external environment and you have internal environment. So the external environment, now we know COVID is still is the norm now, but it is still bothering a lot of people. Okay, so once you have COVID out there in externally, doesn't mean that everybody gets COVID. Why? Because certain people have stronger immune system. So your floor plan that is more squarish will bring you better immune system. If it explains, and if analogies can give you better understanding of why you must choose a better floor plan. Okay, so floor plan, maybe your external is not so good, but internally, because of your floor plan, it helps you. It sort of has a remedy. So that will be the first remedy. Okay, good. If you're looking into that property, then you really need to spend time sitting down with us and understand it better. Okay, I know time is short. You are going for renovations selection soon. Yep. But there again, you need to work on it. This is your property. You're buying a lot of money, so you're really going to work on it. All right. So this is the book that we're going to share with you. Take a snapshot, and this is the other books that you can get from our website. The 6 books. Okay. Pay attention to the 7 piece of vital information from the property agent that's not going to tell you. Right, this information that's going to save your life. Okay, and we're going to talk about the property mark rating. We're going to talk about the property rating. Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay. So our rating is very simple. Master Sharon and I are giving that 3 stars because we like the moment you moved in. You have your 2030. You have your MRT station, and then your MRT station in the northeast sector. MRT station in northeast sector are extremely good for younger children, all right, small children in the family. Master Stevens give it 2.5. Master Eric also liked it very much because of the MRT station. It's giving it a 3. Master Charlene is giving it a 2.5. Master Charlene is giving it a 2.5, and Master Kuo is giving it a 2.5. So in overall, we think it's 2.75. All right, 2.75. So verdicts. I personally think that if you have already some problems with your son, if you have some problems with your husband's temperament, you may want to seek help from us to select the correct property first, because it's going to repeat again and give you some problems. Okay. Yeah. A friend of mine honestly asked me, can he purchase this? So I asked him, does his first boy has some issues with his temperament? And he says, yes, the first boy is short fused. So I said, we can work on it, but work has to be done to improve his condition at home. Okay. You cannot control the external environment. What you can do is control internal, which is your house. All right. So much been said. Can I just ask for permission to drink some water? So if you're out there and you really think of buying this property, call us 8448-7416. We still can have time to select the house for you, or you can text us or drop us a message. Okay. Oh my God, goodness. Okay, good. I'm running late for my appointment. I see you guys, and be nice to your neighbors, and stay happy and healthy. See you guys. Bye bye.